So let's go through each of these. Exposition is about giving that background information. But in saying that, you don't want to do what I mentioned earlier and be really abrupt and just outline everything without any subtlety. So creative pieces should always start with that idea of subtlety. So don't just describe places, people, or objects without any kind of interesting aspects in there. So oftentimes we're told to start in the middle of the action. And this is also called in media res, which is a Latin term that just means in the middle of things. You don't want to start with the character getting out of bed in the morning. You want to start with the point where something exciting is actually happening to get straight into the good bit. And that is a key part of hooking in the reader. So it's about getting the audience curious. So introduce key themes or ideas. And we've got an example here. The secret history. So the snow in the mountains was melting, and Bunny had been dead for several weeks before we came to understand the gravity of our situation. So immediately we have got an idea of the setting, the scene, but we've also got this intrigue as well. Bunny has been dead for weeks, so we want to know who Bunny was or what their connection to the main protagonist was, whether the characters are okay, what situation they're in. So creating that sense of intrigue from the beginning is key. And also in your exposition, you should be introducing main characters, giving that understanding of where it is set and the kind of story logic as well. But just doing that in a way that's subtle. So not there was a girl who had blue eyes and brown hair. It should be more subtle than that. Attention grabbing. So happy families are all alike. Every unhappy family is unhappy in its own way. Mr. Jones of the Manor Farm had locked the hen houses for the night, but was too drunk to remember to shut the pop holes. We've got some ideas of grabbing attention and then also setting events in motion. The thing that drives a story forward is the action. So most of your story should actually just be full of things really happening, and that's going to move events along more quickly. It's going to keep the reader more engaged because they want to know what happens next. So orient the reader with the narrator or the main character. So we've got some examples again here. When he was nearly 13, my brother Jem got his arm badly broken at the elbow. Understanding a little bit about the character and their background is important because they are, as we mentioned earlier, the foundation of a creative piece. If you really want to hear about it, the first thing you'll probably want to know is where I was born and what my lousy childhood was like and how my parents were occupied and all before they had me, all that David Copperfield kind of crap. But I don't feel like going into it if you want to know the truth. That is really showing us the personality of the character. We are seeing how they speak. We're seeing their sort of outlook on things, and they are a little bit flippant in this. They don't feel like going into it. We get the sense that there's someone who's quite young and casual and that kind of thing. So understanding the main character is important from the outset. They are the ones that we're following throughout the story, and we need to be able to relate to in some way.